That would be really cool. See if I can turn my mic up so you guys can hear me even louder. Everybody's like, you don't sound loud enough. Hello. Hello, Adriana. Do, 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 do. All right, let's see what we got going here. Looks like I am live everywhere. 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 All right. I'm sharing it out. Sharing it out. Sharing it out. Sharing it out. What do we got here? Hello there. Hello, health and happiness. This is another impromptu. Thanks for joining the fan club. That's pretty cool. Let's see who's here. Matt Smith. Good to see you. Good. I'm good, Match. How are you? Hey, Trump is gone before I wake. I really hope the news ain't fake. That was a good one, man. I like that one. Hee-haw. I'm a big fan of that. I am doing well today. Health and happiness, you rock. I appreciate you being here as always. Alberta under siege like Crimea. Sands sinking ships. Wait, Alberta like Canada? What's going on in Alberta, Canada? I appreciate that. Deborah Sue, laugh out loud. Really, really deep, Deborah Sue. Sorry, sometimes I'm gonna break into like MAGA speak. I might go southern on you guys with my accent. What's up, Matt G? Popped into my For You page from some time. I like your videos. Well, you know what? I like you, Matt, for liking my videos. Get my Substack post. I did not get your Substack post. If you send me links, I'm instantly going to think they're spammy links. I don't click links that people send to me. I just want to let you know that. I mean, it's nothing against your Substack. I think you probably have a great Substack, but if you give me a link, I'm just not going to click it because it's just too dangerous to click people's links. There's so many people that send me links every day, and I'd say like 90% of them are like scammy links that they want me to click and then give me some sort of exploit for my computer or some stuff, so. Are we on all platforms today? Yes, we are. I even have like you can't see it on TikTok, but I even have like I've spent a little time on building out like how does streaming work. And I added a screen that like is the stream is starting in like 5 minutes screen, which by the way, is not as easy as you'd think. But now I have like a little, stream is starting shortly screen, which is pretty cool. I just didn't use it today. MAGA is quitting. Prove you wrong. Yeah, MAGA is quitting, dude. I mean, you saw that, what's his name? Lindsey Graham passed away very quickly. I am very suspect of that. He was going to put in sanctions for Russia. And I do not believe you could don't get me wrong. I'm sure you could overwork yourself or drink too much in your older age, and maybe it hurts you a lot more. I don't know about this stuff, but I think it's very suspect because, if he didn't overwork himself, they should definitely do an autopsy on him. And I mean, a thorough one. It's a little suspect. Just imagine if we actually found out that he was someone, hurt him. That would not be good. Imagine a foreign government like offing our politicians. I'm pretty sure we'd be going to war with them. That would be a good reason to be upset with them. Also, couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Great info, Lucas. Really helps me understand the mental defects of MAGA. Yeah, it's not like MAGA made them crazy. MAGA just allowed them to be who they are in real life. These are very highly narcissistic people. And it's really disappointing that they found a place that then allowed them to be who they are out in the open. Wait, I can be the complete jerk I am behind the scenes to my family and only my family knows about it? It means I can be this person in real life and not have to worry about what other people think of me now? Yes, you can. And they were just like, sweet, sign me up. And that's what they're doing. Yeah, I don't give crazy another. I agree. The mask is off. I agree with that one too. Some MAGA are quitting. Most MAGA are quitting, dude. Most MAGA, what they want you to do, and this has just been proven to me over and over again, what they want you to do is not ever bring up them supporting MAGA again, and they want to go back to life before MAGA. One new highlight mix. I don't know what this stuff is. Things are popping up on my screen already, and I don't even know what it is. Great. It wasn't a bad thing. That's a good news. So I don't remember what I was saying. They just want to go back to normal life. And there is no more normal life. They did so much bad things. They supported a bad regime, and they still currently support a bad regime, that it's not a good thing anymore. People will not. I for one, don't trust them anymore. I don't really think I ever trusted them in the first place, but this kind of like solidified it, where it's like, hey, you supported fascism, so you can't really be trusted anymore to do big boy things. Can't be. You're not an adult, so you can't do adult things anymore. I am so sorry, but no, not happening. Lindsay dying hurts Ukraine. Yeah, it does. But helps South Carolina. Yeah. It hurts Ukraine and Israel? Really? I did not know that. Oh, interesting. Gotta look more into that. I knew he was like a supporter and stuff, but I don't know why Russia would want that. The only reason why Russia wants him gone is because of the other stuff, the sanctions. I don't think that's going to stop sanctions, though. I just can't believe we're even thinking about it, right? That we have to think that could possibly have happened. It actually just makes sense. But I also don't want to fall down the truthiness rabbit hole like that lady. Oh, look at that little heart thing. That was pretty cool. Like that lady did. Where she's like, oh, yeah, immigrants are bringing in algae and the Democrats let the immigrants in. So this crazy stuff. Crazy for trying. All right, let's see here. Carissa, hi, Lucas. Hello back. Lindsay was a huge supporter of Ukraine and Israel. Yeah, Ukraine makes sense. Ukraine's doing a pretty good job against Russia, and Russia has been an autocratic government for a long time. The problem is no one's going to do any research on this to see if Lindsey Graham, meant untimely demise the wrong way. So I really wish they would. You know what I'm saying? I really wish they would. I really wish they'd look into it. I don't rejoice in his passing either. Geraldine Spicer. What a cool name, by the way. Spicer. I know a family that has the last name Spicer, where I'm from. Yeah, I don't rejoice in anybody's unless they're purely evil. Although he has done a lot of evil things and backed a lot of evil stuff. You think the FBI is on it? Kash Patel? This is what Kash Patel's eyes look like. You guys ready? It's just I don't know if I crossed my eyes or not, but it's he is like the worst FBI guy ever. It's so disappointing to put a podcaster in charge of the FBI. It's like just unbelievable fascist corruption. I mean, it can't get any worse. Just putting lackeys in charge of stuff that didn't deserve it. I mean, this is how Russia worked. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like Russia, back when it was communist, would just put people in charge of things that had no experience, but they were buddies with like the, Mikhail Gorbachev and, or buddies with like some of the party leadership, and like people that were running like a shoe store were now in charge of like an entire sector of Russia, right? And it was just crazy to think. Oh my God, just thinking about it makes me, that's literally what's happening right now. It's dictatorship, at the end of the day. Ken Paxton is having a real fight against Tellerico. Tellerico should easily win. Like, let's be honest. If the world was just and fair, Tellerico would win, hands down, very easily. I am ashamed of Republican Party too. They don't exist. Republican Party doesn't exist anymore. They're destroyed. I'm making a video on that. The Republican Party is done for. You have to think of it as gone, because it's going to be gone for the next 2 decades. As soon as they're out of power, they're going to be gone. We have to remind ourselves how torturous and horrible they were. And you cannot be a conservative / Republican anymore. You just have to find something new. But if you call yourself that, you're associated with Trump now, forever. In a way, they've damaged the brand so much and made it so poorly, like associated with Trump and MAGA and fascism. They're done for. Republicans are done. It's really sad, man. Aorta rupture. Oh, interesting. I don't know really what causes an aorta rupture. I have to look that up sometime. There could be a condition where his heart is overworking, and then like certain veins, because they're so necrotic and older in him, and he clearly didn't eat very healthy, could have just blown like through, because they become thin or laced with like calcium deposits inside of your arteries and stuff. This is why this is why it's good to get your heart rate up and go for walks and runs and stuff. It's like a circulatory system, right? And if you don't use your circulatory system, it starts to slow down and clog up. And the slower your blood goes, the more stuff builds up on your arteries and stuff like that. And the more you actually exercise and consistently exercise, you actually make it so stuff can't really build up. So if you stop and you live a sedentary life, it slows down and mucks up your system. He had aortic vascular disease. Yeah. And I'm sure everybody knew that too, if you know what I mean. So every organization probably knows he has a certain type of diet and certain kind of health conditions, and they know exactly what to do to exacerbate those conditions. What's the psychological behind your studio lighting? Oh, there's nothing really to it. If you knew how easy my studio lighting was, you would be like, oh my God, it's so easy. It took me 2 years to perfect it. It looks easy now, and it feels easy now, but it was really hard to get it right, for me at least. I don't know. If you have questions about studio lighting, just ask, man. I'll tell you. Oh, look, I want orange. Green. Let's try yellow. No, yellow's a little weird, right? I feel yellow's a little too yellowy. Purple. Let's stick with blue. Blue's my jam. Let's see here. I don't rejoice. I already saw that. No one should rejoice. I agree. We celebrate? No, we should not. We celebrate his passing. Compassion, intelligence. Yeah, no normal, intelligent person should celebrate someone unless, you know, passing, unless they were awful, truly awful people. And I have to admit, he definitely is in a certain category of awfulness. So like, I have to admit, like, I'm not going to judge you for celebrating. I don't see why not. I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm also like not going to be unhappy that, you know, we actually have another Senate seat opening up. Good. You should rejoice. If you feel like rejoicing, rejoice all you want. Boom. Karma in this case, right, guys? I hope Tallarico wins. Duh. Me too. Whoever doesn't want Tallarico to win, like, why are you even on my stream? Like, Tallarico's awesome. Are you even on my, right? I think Tallarico's pretty awesome. Don't you think? Tallarico. I feel like that's a solid name too. Tallarico. You know what it reminds me of a little bit is Idiocracy, where they're like, Enrico Bendejo. When they announced the lawyers coming into the to like deal with Luke Wilson. Pretty funny part. Enrico. Tallarico. Yeah, Tallarico's pretty awesome. I could see him being a good president. You're working on a new studio set as we speak. Cool, man. It's not really a set here. It's just like 2 lights and some artwork behind me, which is just this right here. And if you could tell what that is, cool. And here's my book right here. Can't really see it anyway. It doesn't really matter. And then it's just on top of another picture I've owned for a few years. I was supporting a friend that made this like art on canvas. And I just like bought it because I was like trying to support them. And I like to support friends and stuff like that. And then I just put it on top. I mean, it's super simple. And then there's really not much else to this, dude. Just a key light, another little light that I bought for like $10 off of, I don't even know where I bought that light. But it was like $10 like side table lamp for like a bedroom probably. And that's it. That's my entire system. Key light is really hard to get, right? That's the hardest part. If I turn this other light off, watch this, guys. You'll see. I'm going to turn my office light off. Ready for this? See how it like makes my face more darker on my, see this little triangle right here? This is what you want in lighting, is to get a triangle underneath your eye that's not being lit. And then you know when your light is actually in the perfect spot. And then if I turn this light back on, it gives me just enough balanced light. But it's all about the triangle underneath your eye to get cinematic lighting. Not that I have cinematic lighting, it's just lighting. But anyway. Hello from Cincinnati. Hey, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, WKRP. I hate the Republicans. I do not stand up every day for 12 years. I do not say liberty and justice for all to be demonized. Wait, I hate the Republicans are demonizing. Yeah, I agree. Messed up. I agree. First time seeing you live. Your clips help a lot. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, David. Thanks for being here. Keep light. Key light is in front. High key is higher than the head. Yep. It's true. You know lighting better than me, dude. I am not even good at this stuff. I just got it to work. Took me years to get it right. And I had like big umbrella rigs and small, and this is a small one. I was making a huge mistake. Like light was bleeding off everywhere with a big umbrella rig I had. I thought the bigger the better. It diffused the light more. No, it did not. Was Graham poisoned? I would say my guess is yes, but I can't, it's a guess, right? So I would say yes, but it could just be coincidence. So I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys tell me. You tell me. You, me, you, me. It would be pretty obvious, though. You could easily find out if he was, because you could just, I don't know. What's interesting is I'm mixing in my head. I just mixed up the one with the other dude, that's Mitch McConnell. So yeah, never mind. But it's interesting. Like, those guys are now being they're kind of like both getting sick. And I run 3 miles 4 days a week. That's sweet. I go, I do about 4 miles a day every single day without missing a day for almost, I think I'm on 1,100 days without missing a day. So that's cool. Sometimes I have to admit, sometimes I do 2 miles, and most days I do 4. On average, I do about 4 or 5. So I haven't missed a day in, pretty close, more than 3 years now. So it's pretty good consistency, I would say. Get an Apple Watch. It really, the awards and it, for some reason, really keep me going. I noticed like no one's really liking my stream that much. You guys just really not like to push your hand on the stream and like it up. Very low amount of hearts I've received so far. I'm very disappointed in the hearting experience right now. Oh, there we go. Rack them up. I'm just kidding. I don't really like asking for that, but I looked at the number and I'm like, hey, that number's really low. What is going on here? You should pick one of us to win a book. Yeah, I mean, sure. You guys want to, I don't know how I would pick you. I mean, then I have to get your address and send it to you. Like, you have to like give me your address, and then I have to go and send you a book. Do you even want a book? Will you even read it? Most people get books and they don't even read them. 9 out of 10 people will get a book and they won't even read it. Plus, an audiobook. I like listening to audiobooks a lot. I don't know about you folks, but I'm an audiobook guy. You can just turn it on and go. You can go for a walk, a run, put an audiobook on, just like fade into the book. I've read so many books last year just on audiobook. It was crazy. I think I did like 42 books in 1 year, which doesn't sound like a lot now that I just said it out loud, but that's a lot of books. It's a lot of books. Audiobooks are the jam. And by the way, my book's on audiobook. It's on Spotify, it's on Amazon, it's everywhere. Just go get it. If you got Amazon, if you have what's it called? I don't even know if people use it anymore. I haven't used it in years now. Audible. Audible. If you have Audible, it's on Audible. If you have Spotify, it's on Spotify, because Spotify's really smoking Audible right now. Go check it out. It's my voice. I read it too. So you get to hear my annoying voice read to you my book. You're welcome. I fell asleep every night listening to a mystery. Oh, you'd love my book then. Kick it on. My voice is very monotone. You'll love it. I do it on purpose because I want people to fall asleep. Like, I don't want to be all like, hey, how's it going, everybody? In my book, I don't want to sound like a buffoon. I want you to be able to fall asleep to a book like mine. I don't want things to be up and down like that, audio wise. So it's a good book to fall asleep to. Religion is the one creates conservatives like Christians and Muslims. I don't know what that means. Religion is the one that, especially, I don't know. I don't know what you just said. The chats are going by too fast. If you really want to say something to me, there are like super chats on YouTube. You can just push that button and like drop like 99 cents. I don't care what it is, but it sticks to it makes it stick so I can see it. That's the only reason why I would say to do that. I wish I could make super chats free, but there's no way to do that so that they just like stick there. That's only on YouTube, by the way. I'm surprised TikTok doesn't do stuff like that. Aren't you guys? TikTok doesn't do like, hey, pin this here for whatever, like that would be a pretty cool feature to add into here. I'm sure they're recording my voice and taking notes. saying that right now. Mitch McConnell says he will be back. Politico. Mitch McConnell says he will be back. Dude, Mitch McConnell isn't even conscious. I still read. You know what? There's a lot of people that they say reading is making a comeback. I've heard a lot of people on the internet say that, but I've not met someone that reads, like legitimately reads. Like only on the internet. Even I know a guy that's on Instagram that literally all he does is post about the books he reads and what books to read if you want to learn something. Oh, my voice is perfect. Thanks there, Tempshia. He makes posts about this and I'm like, oh dude, I'll send you my book. And I sent him my book. And he said he read it, but then I asked him a question about it and he clearly didn't read it. So I was just like, oh, okay. I think he just like, I don't know what he does to read books, but I think he might read like the beginning and the end maybe or something. But chapter 1 of my book is like one of the most powerful chapters of anything you'll ever read in your life. But I'm writing another book, so hopefully you guys will like it. My audiobook, Lisa, you would love my audiobook at night. It's very good for sleeping. Even I listen to my audiobook sometimes to go to sleep. Hey, Cake Guy Cameron's in the hizzy. What is up, Cake Guy Cameron? Can't forget that name, man. Solid name. All right, let me get over to this chat with YouTube here. Based on 3 things, McConnell is, yeah, he's definitely not with us anymore, I don't think. If I had to guess, my guess would be he doesn't exist anymore. Only in our hearts and minds now. I think that person was a lot more evil than Lindsey Graham. Don't get me wrong. Lindsey Graham and Mitch were not good people. But Mitch McConnell was a really bad person. Like, toxic. Held back Supreme Court seats. Said, sorry, we can't do that with a year left. Then when it was a year only for the persons, they totally just ignored their insane rule and then got a different person in there. I was just so disappointed. My dessert cookbook will be out this year. Sweet, dude, come on live and we'll talk about it. That'd be really cool. I wish I could think, dude, I love desserts. I'm like a dessert fanatic. I love them. But I haven't eaten them in years. My worst dessert, the only thing I eat in the last like at least 6 months, probably more like a year, but I'm going to say 6 months to be conservative about it. I eat like 0 Greek yogurt, vanilla Greek yogurt. So not even really like, no, it's like no sugar or anything. So that's what I've eaten for like probably the last year. I've not had like treats. Like, I love sweets, dude. Like I love them, man. Trust me. I would love to be able to go back to being like 14 years old and just be like, all right, bring on all the sweets. I would be like in like Flynn right now. I had no idea it was like legit. I go to the gym 3 times a week and I walk a mile with my dog every morning. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I do cardio every day easily. I do, like I said, between 2 and 4 miles every day for like 1,100 days straight. So I don't miss a day either. But that doesn't mean I can eat a dozen donuts like I used to when I was a kid. I remember getting a dozen donuts from like Dunkin' Donuts and just being like, raw. So that was crazy. Thinking about that now, that is nuts. I have not had a donut from Dunkin' Donuts in like more than 10 years, probably more like 20 years. Do you ever miss the good old days when presidents put their hands on the Bible for the inauguration ceremony on like 2025? Yeah, I don't really know about the Bible as much just because I don't really care about the Bible. So you're never going to get me on the, hey, why didn't they get sworn in on the Bible? I don't care about that. I like people who just keep their word. Um, I'm a big fan of people who get sworn into office and then actually don't try to rake the United States for 2.3, $2.4 billion and then make horrible decisions and say these people who stormed the Capitol, I keep saying storm sounds cool. I don't know why we keep saying storm. It makes them sound cool. They're not. They're like losers. These people that like tried to overthrow an election. Let's give them money for that? Like, are we crazy? I almost said crack. I don't know if I'm allowed, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. TikTok is sensitive. TikTok's a sensitive character. TikTok is all feelings and no facts. Kind of like Republicans. They're all feelings and no facts. They're all up in their feels. God, I could go for some desserts right now. I want some Danishes right now. I could go for some Cake Guy Cameron. I'm all about the Danishes right now. Whew, that would be delish. People told me when I was younger, eat them up while you can. Eat them while you can. You lose all this weight. You don't gain any weight. I'm like, I'll eat them all the time. What are you talking about? And it's like people getting all sorts of like type 2 diabetes and stuff. It's like, man, I don't want any of that stuff. So I'm just not going to have insulin sensitivity. I'm going to make sure that I don't eat a lot of sugar so that I don't. Oh my God, hot fudge sundae. I hate you for saying that. Sounds delicious. Sounds delicious right now. All right, you're really making me feel bad about this whole I don't eat junk food thing. YOLO? No way, dude. I don't want to YOLO 71 years old and then like, I don't want to pull a Lindsey Graham. I've already turned it into something, guys. I don't want to pull a Lindsey Graham, guys. Right? Chocolate cheesecake. Oh, sounds delicious also. Yeah, I like it all. That's my problem. All of it's good. I mean, all of it's good. I also like the idea of eating like a really delicious like jalapeno and grilled chicken pizza right now. Sounds delicious. Oh man, you guys are really messing with me here. You're messing with Sasquatch. Don't do it, man. Lucas, why does MAGA hate Hollywood movies and Disney? I didn't know they did. I didn't have any idea MAGA hated that. I always thought Disney people were MAGA people too, because they were like obsessed with something. I honestly didn't know that. It must be something Trump related, right? Maybe, especially Hollywood. No, because Trump always wanted to be accepted by Hollywood and no one accepted him. So he was never a cool kid and he has always wanted to be a cool kid. Love Dunkin' Donuts. Life is too short. I don't know about that, Tammy Fitzgerald. Dunkin' Donuts. I overdosed on Dunkin' Donuts when I was a kid. I make a spicy black forest cake. Oh, dude. I used to have, speaking of black forest cake. So I used to work when I was in college, undergrad. Anybody that says you can't go to college, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, guess what, mister? I went to college on my own dime and I worked full time doing it. And I had student loans. So if I could do it, you could do it. Don't give me this, I couldn't afford it. Oh yeah, okay, dude, you could afford it. It's called financial aid and it works everywhere. Anyway, so back to black forest cake. When I was working as a waiter, because I had to be a waiter in college, I worked at a fine dining restaurant for 4 years as a waiter. And they used to get cakes and desserts trucked in from New York. I went to school in a small town called Amherst, Massachusetts. And the owner would get these cakes and sweets trucked in from New York, from the best bakeries. I have to admit, they were really good. Probably yours are better than better though, Cake Guy Cameron. But man, I didn't know the difference between like desserts really. I was just like, chocolate cake is chocolate cake, right? That's just what I thought. Who cares? And oh, that's really cool, man. You went to college for culinary school. That is really cool. You guys really know your stuff when you go to culinary school. I highly respect that stuff. I know some people that did that as well, and they are so gifted. It's crazy. Mad respect, Cameron. So back to my like this dark chocolate cake. That cake is such a different, it's like a Bavarian, I don't remember what exactly the name of it now that I think about it. It's like a dark forest, like German chocolate cake. And everyone was like, I was just like, it's just chocolate cake. Who cares? No, huge difference. Huge difference in quality of cake and stuff like that. Just huge difference. And I did not know this until I worked at this fine dining place. So it was all new to me. I didn't know there was like different desserts that were like fancier. And the reason why they're so expensive is because they're just like 100 times better than what you know for desserts. And you're just like, whoa. First time I ever had chocolate lava cake before in my life, like the legit chocolate lava cake, not just the stuff you can buy in the grocery store. Boom. So good. And if it's done right, oh my gosh. With like vanilla ice cream next to it too, like an amazing little thing of vanilla. Oh my God. Mind-blowingly delicious. I'm making myself very hungry right now. It's not good. I haven't eaten lunch. I forgot. So I forget to eat all the time. I have to convince myself that sugar was the enemy when I was in middle school. Yeah. So my mother allowed us to have everything. We overdosed on we had like an entire giant pantry, walk-in pantry, shelves full of candy. And I'm not talking about just like one or two, like cases of candy everywhere. Warheads, Nerds, everything like Jolly Rancher, every candy you could think of, just stacks of it everywhere and just unlimited. Just have as much as you want. Bags and bags of like Warheads. I would eat like 30 Warheads a day. I don't know if you guys even know what a Warhead is, but super sour, made to make you like, you cry. It's so sour. Candy. And oh my gosh. Crazy. Lucas, are you related to the late Orson Bean? I don't know. I don't know if all the Beans are related. I don't know. It's a good question. And off the top of my head, I don't think we are. I make a homemade jalapeno cherry. Oh my God, bro. Stop it. Why? Cameron, what are you doing to me here, bro? Sounds delicious. It's another drink I never thought I would have. Back when I used to drink. And by the way, drinking is, really, really bad for you guys. It's just a carcinogen. It has no benefit. But anyway, I do like the effects of drinking still. So I will drink someday in the future. There's a thing called a jalapeno margarita. Oh my God, it's so good. Spicy and sour at the same time, but it's like a perfect combination. A jalapeno margarita is bomb.com.org.net. So good. UMass Amherst. I went to the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. That is correct. I got free college after 8 years in the Army. That is awesome. That is an awesome deal. And you're also intact. So that's even a better deal. Yeah, there's a lot of trolls today. You know what's sick? The government can spy on you and by subpoenaing your Windows operating system to see your history. Time to change to Linux. Yeah, I don't have Windows, so that's not really useful. I'm not using Windows operating system. Let's see here. GOP is terrified of D's right now. Well, they should be. Social democracy is coming. And they don't like the idea of that because it taxes wealthy people more. I don't understand why they just don't want to pay taxes. It's just ridiculous. I make chocolate bourbon bro. You're trying to hurt me, Cameron. And I feel it right here. Not here, not down on my legs, but like right in this area where my heart is. You're trying to hurt me. Sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. Oh my God, dude. I wish you lived closer, bro. I'd be coming to your bakery to try some of this stuff. And then I would have to like take a shot of insulin afterwards. Just kidding. I do not have diabetes. Don't get any ideas. Yes, German chocolate. Yes, German chocolate cake. So good. I did not know the difference, by the way. That was super new to me. But I mean, that was like a long time ago now, obviously. But I was very naive when it came to desserts. You love my bulletins. Thank you very much. I love that you love my bulletins. You know, when I think bulletins, I think, you know, it's like a little, just in. A bulletin just came in. 1930s news. Portugal has some great sweets as well. I believe it. A friend of mine's moving to Portugal. I hope he has a fun time there. I love the idea of living in Western Europe right now. Big fan. Celebrate its whole collection. Hanging out in Italy, hanging out in France. That would be something cool. Remember the good old days? Yeah, I missed your message, dude. It's already gone by. I can't see it. It's a big message. It's like this tall. Sugar is the enemy and you are complete lazy slob. Wow, that was interesting, Joseph. I think I'm going to have to block that weird comment. That's not very nice, man. You got to be nice to some people, man. Lemon heads, atomic fireballs. Yeah, I don't do fireballs. I'm not a big fan of fireballs, but lemon heads, I used to blaze lemon heads, yo. I would fly through boxes of lemon heads. I'd have like boxes like stacked up in my hand, like this thick, like playing decks, card decks. I would just like bop, 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 and just blaze through lemon heads. I ate way too much candy. I can't believe I have teeth left. They're still got all my teeth, thank goodness. Nowadays, I eat a lot of Greek yogurt. Yeah, same. I substitute my my sweets needs, although it's really difficult sometimes. But they make this like great. They make some great Icos yogurt. I sacrificed my vanilla the other day because they ran out of at the grocery store. So I tried strawberry Icos. It's good. It's real good. But it's not strawberry like you would think it is. It's, you know what it tastes like? It's the strawberry Icos tastes like it has like Jello, strawberry Jello in it. It literally tastes like you're eating Jello, but it's Greek yogurt. So it has like the flavor of like almost like artificial strawberry, but it's really good. Surprisingly, really good. I literally ate like 6 of these like little cups of it in like one day because there's like these little cups make it seem like it's very doable. But when you get like a 32-ounce tub of it, you're like, I feel like I can regulate it easier. But when you get to like the little 5-ounce cups, you just eat like 2 of those and you're all of a sudden you don't realize like you just ate 10 ounces of the yogurt, which is just like crazy. But it's really good. Very delicious. You should try it if you haven't tried it. Greetings. Lemon meringue. Oh, lemon meringue. Sorry, I couldn't even say that word for a second. Yeah, I love lemon meringue. It's good. I have a hard time with lemon now, though. I don't know why. It causes me to get a little too much acid. Not a fan of it. I don't even eat ketchup because there's too much like sugar in it, and it's like upsets me. It's been like since I was a kid, I was always upset by it, and I always wondered like, hey, I'm supposed to eat ketchup, so everybody thinks I'm weird if I don't eat fries with ketchup, and I always ate fries with no ketchup. Yeah, I haven't eaten ketchup in like 15 years or something like that, and it's been amazing. It's pretty awesome to not have ketchup. That crappy sugar that's in ketchup is or any sauces. If you remove I think part of a lot of people's like weight loss plans should be like removing sauces from your life. If you ever want to like not gain weight, just take sauces and top it like dressings and like sauces away. I don't eat sauces at all. Like If there's like sauce on a burger and I'm gonna have a burger, I'm like, yeah, no sauce. Like literally take it all off. Any sauce you're gonna put on there, put it on the side, which is a waste, by the way, because then they're just gonna throw it away anyway. Or just like don't include it. And as soon as you remove that, it's like burger's like 100 times better anyway. Black licorice. Oof, I can't do it. It's too yuck for me. I don't do black licorice. I do red licorice. Black licorice. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Man, these chats are going by so fast on Facebook and YouTube. It's annoying. Oinkos. Is it called Oinkos and not Oikos? I thought it was Oikos. Black licorice ice cream is amazing. Oh, is it? Yeah, no. It sounds like literally awful to me right now. Black licorice, anything sounds awful to me. You know what it reminds me of is like Sambuca. Ugh. Black licorice, anything. Not a chance. No, thank you. Plain yogurt with honey and blueberries. Yeah, that's a lot of work. I like to just like open something and start eating it. I want to be like, it's going to sound really lame, but I don't want to do a lot of work to eat because you guys probably like eating, and I don't care about eating. It's like a distraction for me. Eating doesn't, I eat to live, not live to eat. And I forgot to eat. Like that's how much I didn't eat. I don't care about eating. I forgot to eat today, and it's, 3:30 where I'm at, and I'm just like, oh wow, all this talk of food, I'm hungry. And then I realize I'm hungry. And then I realize, oh, I haven't eaten today. I forgot to eat. So I can't do black licorice or coconut. Oh, bro, coconut. That's my jam. I can hang with coconut all day, every day. I'm a big coconut guy. I'm a fan. You can kind of like trick yourself into liking anything. Theoretically. I've done it before. You got to really own it though. You got to really program yourself for it. I did it when I was like a kid with spinach. My father used to give me like spinach out of a can. Sounds gross. It was. But I was able to convince my father told me one thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to convince myself that he's right, even though I knew he was just saying it to me. It's going to make me grow big and strong. And every time I ate it, I sunk into my head and was like, I'm going to be big and strong because of this. And I convinced myself it was good. And then I started just to like crave spinach all the time because I just ended up liking it. Mustard and mayo. Oh yeah, dude. I don't do any of those. Mayo. No way, man. Don't get me wrong. Mayo every now and then. I have not had mayo in years. Like mayo's not even a thing for me. Ketchup hasn't been a thing for me for like, at least, like I said, 10 years, if not longer. And mustard's all right, but I'm not going to like look for it. I don't need any of it. Popeye psychology. Exactly. I didn't know what I was doing when I was a kid, but I definitely knew I could trick myself into liking things, which I thought it was weird. I'm like, I hate the taste of this, but you know what? I'm going to just keep eating it until I like it. And then one day I was just like, I can't wait to have my spinach. And then it was just like super easy. It worked. You can convince yourself of anything, which is a little scary if you think about it. Black licorice. Nope, can't do it. Cannot do it. Then ketchup all over the office walls. Just imagine how gross that guy is. It's just, ugh. Not a chance. Eggs and avocado is the best thing to eat. Oh my God. You're preaching to the choir. Avocado, you guys might not know this. Avocado toast. There is I've found some of the most, hey, howdy. I found some of the most amazing avocado toast in California. And it is not just like avocado, like guacamole spread on toast. It is like amazing. Like it comes with like this nice thick homemade bread, baguette, like big, good size piece of bread. And then they put avocado on it. Then they put like fresh vegetables on top. Then they put 2 poached eggs on top. That is amazing. And I was pleasantly surprised at, I know this one place in Los Angeles that's got the best avocado toast. I usually go there every Sunday. This is the only Sunday I've missed. But there's a place in Los Angeles I go to every Sunday and have that avocado toast with poached eggs on top. And it is amazing. What roasted strawberry and whipped ricotta with honey and bro, it sounds delicious. What are you doing over here? Oh, Cameron. You're killing me. This is why I can't even have sweets in my house. Like I can't like store them and be like, oh, I'll just eat these one day in the future. No, I will be up at 11 o'clock at night going, I'm going to go eat that. I'll just have like 1 slice of cheesecake and then I'll end up having like 2 or 3 slices of cheesecake and be like, all right, I'll just do something extra tomorrow. And then I will, you know what? I'm going to have to finish this whole thing off just to get it out of my house. So I'll eat all of the cheesecake or whatever it is and just be like, all right, it's gone. All right, I'm not going to buy it again. And then like a month later, I buy it again and I'm like, oh, I did it again. And I'm like, I'm going to have to eat it all to get rid of it so I don't suffer. And I just got to get rid of it all and I'll just eat it all. I do it but I don't eat sweets now. So I haven't done that in a while, but it's really easy to fall down the path of, oh, I'm just going to buy some cookies that has frosting on it or something. And then all of a sudden you have like 12 cookies at your house in this like container. And you're like, I'll just have like 2 here and I'll wait a couple of days. I'll have 2 more. And what happens is you have 2 and you're like, oh, those are really good, but man, they went fast. I'll have 1 more. You know what? I'll grab 2 when I'm at it. And all of a sudden you eat an entire thing of cookies in like 24 hours. It's not good. I have no self-control over sweets, which is why I don't have them in my place. The devil's spinach. I don't do drugs, so yeah, that's not something I have to worry about. But yeah, it probably makes you hungrier, right? Makes you make a lot of bad decisions like drinking probably does, right? Just don't put pineapple. What are you talking about? Pineapple on pizza is amazing. If you have grilled chicken, pineapple, and jalapeno on pizza, holy cow, is that good. I have convinced the most steadfast people who have no idea what they're talking about. I think you don't know because you have not had it yet. But if you put chicken and pineapple on pizza, is amazing together. Add jalapeno, which I only did in like the last 10 years of my life. It's like an amazing combination. I grew up in New England. So like we put tortellini on our pizza, like chicken tortellini on our pizzas. You know what I mean? Like we put, ziti on our ziti pizza, like we put all sorts of stuff on there and we try it. We are very okay. Pineapple on pizza. No. Yeah, you should do it. And it's crazy that you're probably more scared of it than you probably never even tried it. Everybody I've ever talked to who's ever said, not pineapple on pizza. And if you've never tried it, that means you're weak for even saying that. Don't be weak. Try it. I bet you right now you like it. It's surprising. When I was a kid, probably a teenager, my brother came home with chicken and broccoli pizza. And I was like, I'm starving to death. And all my brother had in the refrigerator was 2 or 3 slices of chicken and broccoli, amazing looking chicken and broccoli pizza. The pizza looked great. I'm like, well, you know what? I could eat this pizza and just throw the broccoli off of it. And then it's just chicken pizza. And I ended up just being so hungry one day. I ate it and it blew my mind how delicious it was. And I was like, I like chicken and broccoli pizza. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. And I then started ordering on purpose chicken and broccoli pizza. Then chicken, broccoli, and pineapple Oh my God, so good. Chicken broccoli pineapple pizza. Oh, amazing. That was my pizza for more than a decade. That's all I would eat. Chicken broccoli and pineapple. So good. And then I started mixing it up. I'm like, hey, maybe some other things taste good with this. And I tried spinach on there. I did spinach, broccoli and chicken, spinach, pineapple and chicken. I tried it all. I just tried it all. And then like the best ones still, well, some of the best ones I've ever had is chicken, broccoli and pineapple, chicken, pineapple and jalapeno pepper. Super good, but be careful because if some of them cut the jalapeno, they sometimes leave the seeds and then the seeds are like going to burn your mouth out. But they're so good. No, you don't need Alfredo. Chicken broccoli Alfredo pizza. I've had it before. I'm not saying it's bad, but Alfredo just makes me think I'm like clogging my arteries every time I take a bite. But chicken broccoli, pineapple on regular pizza, just regular, just red sauce, all that stuff, regular pizza. So good. Try it. If you're scared, don't be scared. Just try it. You'll like it. You'll be like, oh my gosh, my life is now different because of Lucas. And then I'll say, you're welcome. Laugh out loud. I tell myself, stay in bed. I don't know what that means, Tammy. I didn't read everything because your messages are going by quick. I don't know what's too sour for you. Chicken marsala, just not on pizza. Yeah, chicken marsala is good. Chicken piccata is good. I like chicken penne and with vodka sauce and shrimp. That's one of my jams I can make myself. So good. So good. You can make your own cheesecake? Wow, that's respect. I don't know how to do that. I probably could learn, but cheesecake's bad for you in my mind. So like I'm just gonna like let somebody else make it. Pineapple pizza with almonds, Canadian bacon. Oh my God, it sounds good actually. Almonds is interesting. I never thought to add nuts to pizza. Huh. That sounds actually really good. I like all of those things. I'm not a really big fan of Canadian bacon. I don't like cured meats or, Canadian bacon specifically. Isn't that just ham? I'm not a big fan of ham and like cured meats in general. I know they're like super bad because they have a lot of nitrates in them and creates swelling and inflammation in your body when you eat too many cured meats. Toasted chopped almonds. Yeah, those are delicious, of course. I don't even like salts. I don't even like salt on my like nuts and stuff like that. I don't want salt on almonds or salt on like, if I was going to eat any nuts, I don't want salt on them. Same thing with pretzels. Salt-free pretzels. Very good. I've never had Japanese pizza. That's a new one to me. General Tso's pizza chicken. I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty awesome because I like General Tso's chicken. I can't believe this has turned into a food stream. All right, let's stop talking about food. I can't believe we went all hog. For someone who doesn't really eat or think about food, you guys really made me think about a lot of food. Now I'm gonna have to like figure out pizza now. If I use a little salt, it's sea salt. Yeah, I don't use salt. I'm not a person that adds salt to anything. I've never added salt. I've never found salt to be an interesting thing to add. I'd rather have like French fries without salt on them. I want no salt on anything. No added salt. Are we all hungry now and in our kitchen? Oh my God, I wish I could be in the kitchen right now. I have food upstairs. I just shoot. Starving now. I'm not just hungry, I'm starving. Ooh. Homemade tacos sound delicious. That is one of my biggest things, Jilly. I love tortilla chips. They're definitely an Achilles heel for me. I love tortilla chips. I don't know how anybody cannot love tortilla chips. They are delicious. If I have tortilla chips, I'm eating them. Simple as that. On election day 2024, I went all over the neighborhood and told everybody President Trump, stop saying that, is going to win. Everyone cut me out of the next, and none of them looked at me in the eye. That's probably because he's not really a good president, and he's like a fascist, bro. I mean, it's a good reason to not talk to people like you. You should be kind of like socially ostracized for supporting fascism. They did that in Germany. I hope you know that. Like everybody who socially was like sympathizers or supporters were socially ostracized from the rest of people after World War II. And I think you should be. I think that's healthy. That's called upholding the social contract. You don't just to get to blend in with us. It's not the way it works. You don't think anything's wrong with it. It's because you are not a normal person, fella. Where do they get these people from? I just can't believe you exist even in society. But I guess it's better here than somewhere else. All right. Let's scroll down here to some comments. All right. Thanks for being here, Boston sports fan Mike. Man, that's a strange username. Just like the brown shirts. Yep. I totally agree. I totally agree. Oh, let's see here. My favorite pizza Bianca. Oh man, stop. Can we stop talking about food? I'm starving, man. The pizza I like out here is like super expensive too. Have you folks ever heard of the pizza place called Fresh Brothers? It's like the best pizza ever. Everything is bad if you overindulge. Yeah, well, I have a problem. I overindulge. I'm 6'5". I'm like a giant dude. So like, I'm like a goldfish. I'll just eat until I'm like full. Dude, you're saying weird stuff in the chat. It's really annoying. There you are. I'm going to have to kick you, bud. I'm going to have to put you in a little bit of a timeout. A little timeout, little guy. Let's do timeout. Put user in timeout because he's a child. Bye, child. It's really hard to have to police adults. You're an adult, bro. Like, I don't know if you know that or not. So weird that I have to like talk to adults like they're children, and I don't want to. But if you make me do it, I'm gonna talk to you like a kid because you're acting like a kid. Like a baby? I'll take your baby. All right, let's see here. Narcissists can't go eye to eye. Yeah. Narcissists are bad. TikTok chat is great. I agree. Low people in the TikTok chat today, though. I was surprised. They were like 70, 80 people in there, and now it's down to 30. I don't think I said anything to like give myself a bad rating or something. Maybe I did. Maybe the food, all the food we were talking about really jacked us. I have to take, oh, sushi sounds so good to me right now, too. I would love to, you know what? Two things I would love to eat 2 days, like one after the other. Jalapeno and chicken pizza today, sushi tomorrow, and I would just get like a giant thing of like sushi, like a giant tray of it, and just so good. Huge fan of sushi, huge fan of pizza. I'm a huge fan of like good food, but I don't live to eat. I eat to live. Don't get me wrong. I still like to eat good food, of course. Yeah, I'm thinking I got jacked here somewhere. It told me that I had to do like the little puzzle piece for a second too, saying that I was like my chat wasn't active or something. So Who knows? They're jacking me around on TikTok like crazy. All of my videos are getting removed or not recommended now. That's the system told me it's not allowed. So what? All right, let's see. Okay, there is 1 million less registered Democrats this year. I'm talking about nationwide, not small district. I don't know what that means, bro. I do not agree with there's a million less registered Democrats. I don't know what that means. It's very vague. Can anybody confirm there's a million less registered Democrats? I don't believe that. And if that's true, that means they were kicked by the administration. Goodbye, right winger. I don't know what that. Yeah, goodbye, right winger. Exactly. Can't stand these right wing people. It's so weird. Like, why come onto the chat? Yeah, sit in the corner with a dunce cap. You get it, speed demon. Speed demon, I emailed you. You tell me, send, respond, and we should chat it up, man. You're good peeps. He eats Taco Bell. Taco Bell even sounds good right now, dude. That's how hungry I am. What made you want to get into this field of work? When they started like hurting people in the streets in Minneapolis, I could not stay quiet anymore. So I started making videos about this. I didn't have a choice. If you are actually a true, real American / patriot / honorable person, you would do what you could as well. And I felt like I could do this. Unfortunately, it's my thing that I'm actually halfway decent at. It took me a while to get good at it, but yeah, I can't believe you guys even watch my videos, to be honest with you. I look at my videos and I'm like, man, they can be so much better. But yeah, it activated me for sure, health and happiness. And now I can't stop. I'm not going to stop. This is like, it's a call to action. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you can't stop. It's time for me to, I couldn't, even though it hurt me in my business that I run, I just was like, there's nothing I could do. You can't just sit back and let everybody else, because then if you try to let everybody else do something, then nobody does anything. So. Oh, water is so good. If you don't drink water, what are you doing with your life? Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's popularizing research. It has to be interesting for me to read too. I think you're right about one thing. I am good at distilling. I've been my entire life, I've been very good at distilling down ideas so that everybody can understand them. And constraint is like the critical part about doing that, right? So if I can understand them, I realize everybody else can understand it. And if I don't understand something, and I'm okay with not understanding things, I don't have an ego where I'm like, oh, I get it, just leave me alone now. No, I want to know how to say it so easily and understand it so easily so that if I can understand it easily, then everybody else can. And I think that is my goal, is to educate people so that it actually makes sense, and I tell them why it makes sense. And I don't get too, like, I do this I try to make it so it's even a 4th grade person could like listen to my video and get it. I don't swear in my videos, so like, kids could actually watch this content if they really wanted to. I have tried pineapple pizza and I don't like it. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. If you opened a can of pineapples that was like, and then poured it out and tried to put it on your pizza, it's not really the same thing. It's like saying, hey, I had try to put some weird thing that's garbage on me. I don't know. You should try it from a really good pizza place. I bet you'd like it. But if you don't, I mean, it's also a acquired taste, you know, like at the end of the day. If you don't like it and you did try it, not just one bite and you're like, ew, this is gross, and you tried it like one or two or three, like eat an entire slice of pizza with pineapple on it, and you go, yeah, it's not my thing, then I will be like, yeah, you don't like pineapple pizza. Totally get it. But if you just like smell it or look at it and it just grosses you out, can't do that. Like, it's just corny, dude. It's just super corny. Turning point was ice. Thanks for stepping up and helping to speak out. You're very welcome. Yeah. Well, I feel like it was my duty. I didn't have a choice anymore. So many people told me don't do it. I mean, 9.5 out of 10 people told me don't do it. And I couldn't listen. I made one video and it resonated. Then I was like, I have to keep doing this because people get it now. And they know that, you know, like my content's not, my videos aren't just like, it's so that people know they're not like crazy also. Like part of my videos is so that I make it simple to understand. Yeah. But then there's also like, there were times where I thought I was going crazy. Like, am I the only one who thinks this way? Why isn't anybody doing anything? And I just kept thinking that. I'm like, what is wrong with me? There's got to be something wrong with me, because like, it doesn't seem like anybody's worried as much as I am. Maybe I'm overly concerned. I started making videos and people are like, oh my God, you said what I was thinking. And that's when I realized like so many people were out there needing these videos just as much as I needed to make them. So without you folks, I wouldn't be able to do this. So I appreciate it. Everybody who watches means the world to me. And I really mean it. Glad you were here, Eric Mark. Glad you could do your laundry with listening to the live. Glad it keeps you grounded, Health and Happiness. You rock. If you're not following Health and Happiness, give her a follow. She rocks. Low vibration energy humans, sad. Low vibration humans. Okay, I don't know what that means, Tammy. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Love your content. Hand pink waving. I can't. Yeah, through my chat system, it looked like. I appreciate that. The Bixborn. You guys come up with some unique usernames, that's for sure. I volunteer at my local university to get kids registered to vote. That's pretty cool. I'm Canadian. We hate liberals. Fascinating take. So glad you're here. You know, I don't think you know what the word liberal means. It's fascinating that you hate the term liberal when it, if you just know what it meant, you would not hate it probably. But of course, you're not going to look it up or learn because you are a MAGA and you are the anti-learner. No, I don't need to learn it. Everything I know is everything I know. I don't need to learn anything new. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. No, I don't need to learn it. Everything I know is everything I know. I don't need to learn anything new. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Sorry, I'm trying to find this guy so I can block him. I'm on a blocking frenzy. I'm blocking all you dirtbags in the chat. It's crazy to think that anybody would be for. Why would anybody be a conservative at this point, knowing you're morally bankrupt, horrible person? If you are one of these people, like everybody thinks you're not a good person. They might not say it to your face, but they don't like you. You're ostracizing yourself from society. I don't get it. I don't get why you'd want to be disliked by everybody. Why would you not want to fit into your community? Why do you want to hurt other people? It just doesn't make sense to me. So Why do you even care about other people and what they do? Why would you want to not have health care for yourself and others? Why would you not want this stuff? Your tax dollars are going to be used for war or stuff that doesn't help you. It just doesn't make sense. But you know what? Some people can't be saved. So, can't save them all, guys. I don't know what you're saying right now, dude. The opposite of conservative is progressive. Yeah, it's just called progress. I'm a humanitarian that's for the progress of the human race. Are you? I like the idea of my neighbors not being evicted or removed from their house and then become homeless. I like the idea of them having health care. I like the idea of them not having to be in debt because they got a medical bill they weren't expecting and now they're going to fall into poverty or something like that. Like, why in the world would that be a bad thing for anybody? I don't get it. You folks are crazy. Yeah, Antifa just means, again, it's funny how anybody that says the word Antifa, they're instantly canceled in my book. Like, I don't mean like, I'm going to cancel them. I mean, like, they just have nothing left to say to me. There's certain words that trigger okay, I'm done talking to you. Yeah, there's so many trolls on the internet today. It's really driving me nuts. I'm just going to have to block all y'all. Hee-haw. I'm speaking your language. How do you guys get the internet where you are? Who are you people? How'd you get the internet? We got to take the internet away again. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Like, we were trying to give everybody access to the internet. We're like giving everybody access to the internet. Like, give everybody access to the internet. We got to get you access to the internet. We got to get these like people in rural areas. We got to get internet access to all of them so we can all be one global community. And all they do is spew hate and conspiracy theories and connects them more to other crazy people. Crazy to me. Critical thinking skills are usually taught in like grammar school and like middle school and then high school. But a lot of these guys and girls who learn anything in high school, it's been so long since they've learned anything because they never went to college. They never went to graduate school. They never had any like higher education. So they stopped learning. They stopped learning how to learn. And they think learning is for nerds. And maybe they took their GED, which is, by the way, nothing wrong with taking your GED to get out of high school. Totally normal. If you then do something, it's when you stop learning is when you stop evolving as a human. And then you want to I want to keep everything the same way as it is. It's like you live in a trailer park and your electricity is about to be turned off. You want to keep everything the way it is? You're not going to have electricity in 30 days, bro. At least I know. The devil I know is better than the devil I don't know. It's like, okay. Okay, Cletus. Is this a joke? Adana Obama? Are you serious? You people are hilarious. They're morally bankrupt, and you just said, that's crazy, bro. Crazy statement to even say out loud. You clearly know. How are you even getting into my chat? You shouldn't be able to, unless you subscribe to my account, you should not be able to get into my chat. And I know you haven't been subscribed for over 30 minutes. There's a setting on here that I usually set. I'm going to make sure it's still on so I can keep all you weirdos out. Randoms. Welcome to Random. All right. keep putting them in timeout. Gotta treat them like children. They act like children. Gotta treat them like children. You're an authoritarian. You're not liberal. Well, here's the difference there, Cletus. Guess what? My stream is not a democracy. Too bad you don't know the difference between democracies and authoritarian governments and structures. My stream, I am the king of my stream, and I get to decide if you get to be here or not. You don't have a First Amendment right on my stream. I do make the rules there. I was a new sheriff in town. Wonder why people don't understand that. If you go to work and you think you should be treated fairly, according to the rules of your work, you do need to be treated fairly. And according to the rules of your federal government and how work goes and how state government, how you should be treated at work. But at the end of the day, your job is not it's not a democracy. You do what you're told by your boss, unless you're the boss, and then you make the rules. So when you go to your job, it's not a democracy. You do what you're told. And if you don't do what you're told, you get fired. Same thing comes with like everything else in life, like a stream, or you go to a store and they kick you out. Like, it's not a democracy. You don't get to just do and say whatever you want. College makes you, yeah, I can't say that word, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Dude, college it just exposes you to other people. It's pretty great. I think college is such a necessary thing. Yeah, data centers are bad. I'm not the tolerant. Whoever said we were tolerant people in the first place? That was a right-wing conspiracy theory. Nobody on the left ever said they were like tolerant of intolerant people. You should never be tolerant of intolerant people. I am not a tolerant person of intolerance. If you're going to be an intolerant person, you gone. So I don't do tolerance of intolerance, and I never will. I never have my entire existence. I've seen bullies try to bully people, and I was the person who stood up for the kids that were being bullied and be like, yeah, you're going to have to go through me if you want to bully this kid. And it's got no home where I live. There's zero tolerance for people like this. There's a lot of weirdos on here, though. Somebody named Linda. You're a woman that wants to be conservative and then vote your rights away. Such a strange dilemma. Imagine that, like, hating yourself so much. Imagine that. You would vote for voting your rights away. Critical thinking is critical. I wish these right-wingers would get taught critical thinking. I don't think they would want to be these conservative weirdos. I think it's a lot of groupthink, though. There's a lot of like in-group bullying going on, keeping people in the MAGA cult. So if you live in a small town, they like push you. And like, if you say something and you don't agree with them, you're an outcast. Well, the good news is, like, black sheep people, I was a black sheep, you can't bully me into any of that stuff because I've already been the outcast my entire life. So like, good luck trying to convince me that go along to get along. I'm not going to just go along with what he's moronic. I actually just take the details and decide how to take the facts, and that's the way you do it. You should just look at it and say, hey, these 5 things happened. Okay, what can I surmise from these 5 things happening? They're bad people. Okay. It doesn't matter what everybody else says, how great they are. They're bad people. Use your brain. It's really easy to do, for me at least. I don't know why it's so difficult for others to think. I don't know what the deal is, man. It's like so weird. Oh my God. Blue states not funding red states would be amazing. How cool would that be? I would be so happy. They're welfare states. Like these red states, it's so useless. Let's see here. There's a lot of chat things here. Be a monster. I don't know what that means. Yeah, you got to pay me to put up with intolerant people. Yeah, $45 an hour is not enough for me, man. It's got to be way more than that. I wouldn't even be, you couldn't pay me enough. It'd have to be like it'd have to be $500 an hour to put up with intolerant people. And I think I'd even ask for a raise. Slow Sky, appreciate it. I would need $1,000 an hour, and that's not a lot to put up with intolerant people. I just wouldn't put up with them. Like I would teach them to be, I mean, exposure and education destroys intolerance. If you expose these people to other people that are not like them and make them all work together, they would have no intolerance of each other anymore. Because you can't, when you're all working together on stuff and know that you have the same issues in life and the same struggles and the same like desires, you can't really hate another person. It's really easy to hate another person you don't know anything about. It's really difficult to do that when you know these people. Oh, I love that cake guy, Cameron. I want to come to your bakery, bro. Where is it at? Just because of that, I want to come to your bakery. I love the idea of socially ostracizing. I think there needs to be consequences. And there are no consequences right now. These people think they're going to walk scot-free. I think we need to hold them accountable by doing exactly what you just said. Do not let them use our services. Don't serve them. Don't. They should be ostracized. I'm sorry. I don't know why I think that. I just do. I think it's, no one else is going to do it, then we should do it. I was the bully nerd girl before words called Audie. I don't know what you're saying here. Dark Ages survivor. And by the way, MAGA was there before Trump. Yeah, it was for sure. MAGA was there before Trump, but it wasn't MAGA. It was just a bunch of highly narcissistic, traded, broken people who went through some crazy stuff in their lives. And I watched a movie last night called Dear Kelly. Have you guys heard of the movie Dear Kelly by Andrew, what's his name? Oh, shoot. Hold on, let me look him up real quick. Andrew Callahan, I think his name is. Not good with names. Look up Andrew Callahan. It's Channel 5 on YouTube. There's a movie called Dear Kelly. And if you go to his, I think it's Dear Kelly web, I think it's Dear Kelly film. And it says, I'm going to make a video on this, by the way, because it was just such a good film. Maybe just watch my video. That's fine. But it's about this guy who became radicalized. And what happened was he was, I don't want to say this because I don't want to sound harsh, but he was a mediocre attorney in Orange County, California. He was he did a lot of shortcuts, overspent way past the amount of money he made as a lawyer and was living beyond his means. But he loved the idea, the ego of like where he lived and his house and all this stuff. He could have like totally not lost his house and not done a lot of bad stuff in his life. And because he lost his house and lost his ability to practice law, because he was taking a lot of shortcuts as a mediocre attorney at best and living beyond his means, trying to live a life, he was pretending to live more than he could afford. He lost a bunch of stuff. And that loss, that big ego death he had in his life, broke him. So where he just like, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm going to blame narcissistic people, blame everybody else for their problems. This guy was super narcissistic before he lost everything. Thought he was the best, didn't want to downsize his house, didn't want to live being like within his means. And the sad part was he lost it. And he, like I said, he started losing all of his stuff. He lost his house. First he lost his like law degree, basically did a lot of like shady stuff, which is again, mediocre moves to try and do desperate moves to try and keep making and living the lifestyle he clearly could not afford. And that ego, like the collapse, you can go two ways as a collapse, where one, you collapse and then you start doing things where you're just like looking for people to blame for stuff you did, which is what a narcissistic person does. And then you can have an ego collapse. And then, so again, this is the narcissistic person will collapse and look for other people to blame. And then there'll be people who have empathy that'll collapse and then go, what could I do to make myself better? And this guy, I thought the movie was going to like produce this guy going and coming out and going, how can I be better? There's so many people trying to help him. And at the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil the movie for you. Probably will never watch it, but it ends not the way you expect it. And he doesn't get help. And he's a narcissistic, horrible, ends up being even more narcissistic and bad. And it's just like, oh my God, narcissistic people just don't change. Empathy, if you can't self-reflect and take accountability and stop blaming other people, you don't have hope. And the Trump cult is all narcissistic people. They're all highly narcissistic people. And we think, oh, this is what the Trump people do. Oh, there's 70 million narcissistic people. I'm like, no, there's like 30 million narcissistic people. 35 million. Narcissists, very high, broken, mentally broken, high narcissistic, anti-personalities, like toxic people in this world. There's a lot of them. There's a lot more than you think. And those people make up the Trump cult. And a lot of them can't be fixed and will not be fixed. They will just blame others for everything they did to themselves and to others. They will never take accountability. And it's like, man, I would love to say they can be, but this movie last night that I watched, another pure example of a narcissistic person who everybody and their mother helped. He seemed like he was coming around. He even went to like an in treatment. Like he literally stayed somewhere for 30 days to get like treatment for it. And he still came out and did crazy right-wing stuff. Like everybody was like, sweet, he's going to be a new person. He quit smoking like drugs. Like he was like very heavily smoking like, the devil's lettuce or whatever you call it. I was like, man, this guy's really this is going to be a great like story of like a turnaround. And he didn't. He just moved and started being crazier. And it was a little disappointing because I really thought it was going to be like a nice change. The guy seemed like he was a nice guy, but narcissistic people just can't change. They just blame everybody else. And he came back and started blaming some new people. He stopped blaming this one guy he was obsessed with in the movie. He stopped blaming him. So that worked, but now he's blaming like 3 other people and it's not himself. So it made me really, Channel 5. Yeah, Channel 5's to go. Andrew is really great. I agree. Such good stuff over there. Watch the movie very well, very worth watching, but it's also pretty sad, at the end of it all. Would you end a friendship with a triple Trump MAGA friend? Yeah, I already did. I've ended 20 friendships because of MAGA. One of my friends from college, I never expected to be so far right because he was I don't know. At some point, you just get so far away from school and education and being around other. And the thing is, like, he is friends with like lots of like people of color and different nationalities and everything. And he still said horrible, like he was like texting me horrible things. He kept texting me like, Trump's your daddy, Trump's your, I'm like, what is wrong with you, weirdo? Weird stuff. So yeah, I not only ended it, but I was like, I wouldn't stop every single day because he texted me that weird stuff. I would text him every day, like 3-4 times a day. You are a fascist sympathizer. You are a fascist. You are a horrible person. Hey, and then I would like pretend to be normal again, and then be like, oh yeah, that's weird that you responded like that. I didn't think fascists thought that way. I would just say horrible things to him, and eventually, I made him kind of like block me. It was pretty funny, and I was like, no more. I didn't get any more texts from him because I overwhelmed him with like text messages back because he just kept sending me really hateful things like Trump's your daddy, Trump's your president. Just kept saying it over and over again for like weeks. And I'm like, bro, stop texting me this stuff. And instead of blocking him, I found there's a schedule. If you guys don't know, there's a schedule post in if you have an iPhone, there's a schedule post setting on your phone. You can write texts and say, send here, send then, send at a future date, anytime you want to. So there's one day I just like sat there for 30 minutes and scheduled a whole bunch of texts to him. Like the same stuff. I would just like copy and paste, schedule at 7 a.m., schedule at 5 p.m. It was pretty funny. And then he just got so upset that like one day my text did not go through. And I was like, oh, I guess that's over with. I mean, he texted me a lot of like really bad stuff. So like, it was just horrible, hateful stuff. I just couldn't believe it. There are a lot of people I was friends with. And I think this has a lot to do with like purpose in life also. There's a lot of missing core features of people that start going far right. And one of those things, just one of them, is also they don't really have a lot of stuff going on in their lives. So they don't have a what's called significance in their lives. They don't feel significant. Something in their lives is going wrong. And I wrote it down yesterday, so I'm looking at my list. They lost their connection. They lost their sense of like purpose in life. And then something bad has happened to them in the past. And that thing that happened in their past, they blame somebody else for. They never take accountability. So something fires them down that right-wing thing. And they don't have anybody to connect with. They're lonely people. There's a lot of lonely people. The loneliness epidemic is a real thing. You got to be really careful with people who are lonely and have no purpose. Couples that stay at home like together, that have kids and stuff, are very susceptible to going down the far right rabbit hole as well. Because they don't do a lot of stuff. They don't have a lot of friends. They just talk to each other. And when you don't have a lot of friends and you don't have a lot of purpose going on, the only purpose you have in life is your kids. Imagine when that disappears and you have no purpose, right? A lot of like empty nesters have like nothing to do. Yeah, real change from a narcissist literally takes a life-changing event. But the thing is, a life-changing event they cannot deny. If you watch that movie last night, that guy had a life-changing event that had massive implications on his life that he could not deny, and yet he denied it and blamed other people for it. Yet was so obvious it was his fault. He was disbarred as a lawyer for doing like 22 sanctions against him. He had like 22 things happen to him, like that he did shady in a mediocre way and hurt people with his lawyering. And it's not good. That's why he was disbarred. Once he got disbarred, he couldn't practice law anymore. Couldn't practice law, couldn't make an income. And instead of getting a job to support his family, he just stopped working and lost his house and started doing drugs. His wife left him, all this stuff, and he went down this far right rabbit hole and could not take accountability of his own stuff. I was just so surprised that I just saw that all my research saw it in real life in a movie yesterday. I just couldn't believe it. United. Okay, thanks for that. What movie? It was called Dear Kelly by Channel 5. You can watch it for free, by the way. It's you don't have to pay for it even. You can go to dearkellyfilm.com, go to rental, add it to your cart, and then you can use a code to watch it for free. You can just get it for free. I can't remember the code right now, but I can find it for you real quick. I think it's Dear Kelly 26. But you watch the movie for free. Definitely worth watching. I think there's a lot of like ex drug addicts and current addicts also do watch, like being their cult members. They are addicted to things. They get addicted and obsessed with things, and that's why they use alcohol to numb themselves, because of their obsession. So they're obsessed with drinking sometimes, they're obsessed with drugs, and sometimes they're obsessed with MAGA. It's the same funnel of like evangelical Christianity and all that stuff. Christianity also has a really toxic name now too, if you think about it. Christian nationalism is like, every time I think the term Christianity, I instantly think Christian nationalism now. What's up, Adrian? You censor people because you are intoxicated by the opposite opinion. I don't know what that means. Bunny Lucian. I don't know what that means, dude. Um, you frame them as narcissist dumbasses. No, I don't frame them that way. You just are that way. Like, it's just obvious from all the research I've done that you are that way. Like, you people are that way. Not all of them, but most of them. I'd like it if that was not the answer. I'm for that not being the answer. I don't know what you mean by a 2% thing. You're not making sense. Shocker, you're not making any sense. Go figure. You can't even formulate a sentence. How much percentage are far right? I don't even know what that means, dude. Like, percentage of what? The population that are far right? You're one of them. Be clear about what you say and I can answer you. But you sound like a buffoon so far. It's disappointing, but also not unexpected. MAGA is absolutely far right. Every last one of you is far right, either by ignorance, which is basically you're stupid, or on purpose. If you don't know it's far right, you're an idiot. If you do know it's far right, you're also an idiot, but you are more malicious that way. Either one are bad. Fascism relies on dumb people just as much as it relies on smart people at the top. The dumb people at the bottom don't think they're fascists. Sounds familiar. Uh-oh. Poor little fella. You don't even know you're a fascist. You're totally wrong. It's funny. You just say stupid things now. It's fine. Oh, you're a far right dude. What a far right person. Tell me, I demand your sources. Just Google it, bro. Google it. Google it. Bye. You can't really. It's funny how you can't. They like, oh, so much for the tolerant left. No one's ever said we're tolerant except for Fox News told you that we're tolerant. We're not tolerant of intolerant people. A narcissist bursts into my chat and then tries to demand something from me. Bro, you literally proved my point in the chat by what you just said. No inner, like, maybe it is me. No inner, like, communication at all of, like, maybe MAGA is bad. Nothing that's, like, any kind of self-awareness. You just come in, like, flinging accusations and yelling at people, like, via text, and demanding things, like you were owed something. You're owed nothing. Mediocre people like you are owed nothing. You get nothing in life. No more participation awards for you, bro. I know someone told you you just existed. You deserve something. But you do not. Got to work for it. I know it's hard because you probably haven't worked very hard in your life. Didn't go to school, clearly. If you're in MAGA, most of the time, you're either a very deep narcissistic traded person or you're uneducated and a deep narcissistic traded person. You not knowing that you have issues is one of your biggest issues. Be self-reflective. It's easy to say. Clearly, it's very hard for you to do. It's very disappointing to see people that cannot inner reflect. I can't even relate to that because I've been able to inner reflect since I was like friggin' 5. So it's very hard to relate to you. Yeah, I have a degree, dude. I have multiple degrees. Master's degrees, fucking undergrad degrees, everything. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Just Google my name, bro. If you really need to go look it up, just look me up. I don't really like talking about myself, but go look me up, bro. It's all on, my LinkedIn is basically got everything on it as far as I remember. If you need to look, is what I'm saying. Yeah, all I know is how to inner reflect. I like you just said that, Adrian. I am the same way as you, man. I start with me always. When something happens in my life, I always go, wait a minute. What did I do here? What was my part in this? When I was a child, maybe not, right? Maybe when I was like a teenager and younger, of course, I definitely probably didn't inner reflect. But when I became an adult and something would happen. It doesn't matter what it was. It could be a car accident. I've never really been in a car accident, but anything. I would be like, oh, what did I do wrong? I instantly go, what did I do wrong? It doesn't even come to my head. Jump out of the car and start blaming people. I would have been like, just, oh no, what did I do wrong? Did I use my signal? Did I do this right? Was I going too fast? Did I do that? It's me. And if I get to the bottom of that, and I get to the very end of like trying to prove me being in the fault, and I go, wait, I've tried to prove that I was at fault and I couldn't. Then I go, okay, I feel better about it, but I still feel bad. Now, what happened? Is everybody okay? You know what I mean? Like all that stuff. I don't even think of myself when it comes to like bad things like an accident. It doesn't even cross my mind. I just go right to, is everybody okay? Wouldn't even cross my mind. Oh, I'm so angry because you cut me off, or blah, blah, blah. Just wouldn't even cross my mind. That's an example of being in a car, right? So, but when it comes to other things, like if someone like blows up on me or gets angry with me, I go, did I say something that triggered this? Was it me? Was I unreasonable? Did I say something unreasonable? And I don't mean like on the internet, because I clearly am, a lot of my stuff I do on purpose to trigger these buffoons. But if it's in real life and someone like decides to say something or do something ridiculous, and I go, huh, is this proportionate, right? What I just said proportionate to what they said back to me? Okay. No or yes? Yes, it is. What I said maybe could have been interpreted differently. So I don't know. I very much introspectively like check me first. And this is the problem with narcissistic people. They don't check themselves first. Even if you're wrong, or not wrong, Melissa, by the way, I still check myself first. Is there something I could have done differently to have not triggered this person I already knew was a little bit unhinged when certain topics come up in real life. I'm talking about a real life person, not an internet. I don't wait to see if I'm wrong. I say, hey, what could I have done differently to not trigger this thing so that that person wouldn't be a buffoon right now to me in real life even? Because I want to make my life also frictionless to not get into disagreements with people. I want to learn from like what triggers people so I don't trigger them, because friction, unnecessary friction in life doesn't really help you. It helps you learn, but it doesn't really help you make your life easier, right? If someone comes to my door and delivers something to me, friction would be, wow, you're like 15 minutes later than I expected you to be. It would never cross my mind ever to do that. It would just be like, sweet, my food's here. Let's move on with my life. It took 15, 20 minutes longer, 30 minutes longer. Okay, that's life. Get over it. But I just wouldn't point at someone first. Unless it was like completely obvious. Where, you know, some guy's car runs into your house or something. You've got nothing to do with that. You didn't do anything wrong there. In that case, I would be like, oh man, I hope that dude's all right. Or whoever it is all right. And then I'd be like, why'd you run your car into my house? Anyway. It starts with you always. And that's the problem. That's the difference between like narcissistic people and non-narcissistic people, is that they never look inward. They only look outward instantly. They go, their reaction is like rage outwards always. Even if they're at fault, they'll just take it out on you. It'll just be an attack. They'll know they did something wrong. And you could be like, oh, you're about to hit that right there. And then they hit it. And then they start yelling at you like you did something to them because they hit something in a car, right? Or something. You're like, I told you you're going to hit something. Like, you don't even have to say, I told you so. You can just be like, hey, slow down. You're about to hit that thing over there. And then they end up hitting it and they yell at you and they go, F you. It's like, dude, there's no way. There's no winning. There's no winning with a narcissistic person. You are at fault no matter what. And imagine dealing with a person like that and trying to convince them to self-reflect. They don't know how to. They have a defense mechanism that just instantly blames and yells and tries to take the focus off of them because they know they did something wrong. They know there's shame there. That shame turns to like rage and then they get their rage all over you, all over your hands, all over your shirt, rage everywhere. And you're just like, dudes, get your rage off of me. You know what I mean? Stop being really messy with all that rage. I've known so many people like that will just like flip out and then project outwards their anger and frustration. I'm sorry if you're dealing with a person like that. I cut those people out of my life quickly, as fast as I possibly can. I can't deal with people who are, the lack of consistency of certain people would drive me nuts. I've dealt with quite a few walking on eggshells type people where you're like, you just never know what you're going to get from one day to the next. I call it Jekyll and Hyde. I think there's even a thing about it, but people who have like Jekyll and Hyde, where you're like, one day you have this like amazing experience with them. You're like, wow, this is really great. This person's awesome. And the next day they're like totally different person. You're just like, what happened? I've actually experienced that in real life, in real time. And it's crazy. It makes you think you're crazy. And you don't want that in your life. Yeah, and MAGA is that. But even think of how like petty MAGA is. Like they have so little going on in their lives that they want to cause other people they don't even know pain. That is crazy petty. That's crazy to think that they don't, even probably their relatives don't even want to talk to them. So they're like, hey, let's just mess a whole bunch of other people up that we don't know. Like they don't know how, let's just screw with them instead. They don't mind. They don't mind causing chaos and hurting people. It's funny how everybody says like, oh, they're not all the same. There are some good MAGA. There are no good MAGA. You can't support fascism and be good. That's like saying, oh yeah, there were some good Germans. You know, there were still some good Germans in World War II. Yeah, we called them good Germans, all right. It's not the flex you think it is. Those people who supported the regime. Yeah, that's MAGA. And no, there are no good MAGA. Sorry, guys. You're not a good person. If you're listening to this, yes, they have a victim fetish. Very well said, by the way. MAGA has a victim fetish. 100%. They're both the smartest. They want to be the smartest people in the room and also the most aggrieved people in the room, which is like surprising dilemma if you really think about it. Think about that. It's like the heel in WWE wrestling. You know what I mean? Like he's the most persecuted person and at the same time, the strongest, smartest person. It's pretty funny. Rage is a big thing for them. Everything around them, though, comes back to like shame. They're ashamed of the things that have happened in their lives. They're ashamed of the things they didn't accomplish. They're ashamed of something. And that shame turns to like outer projection. Always. I can tell you right now, there's not one, unless it's like an 18-year-old MAGA supporter. Like an 18-year-old kid is just doing it because he's just messing around and doesn't really care. Like these kids don't know what they're even talking about. They live in a small town or they go to some conservative college, and they're learning like basic stuff, and they're surrounded by like all of the same type of MAGA kids, right? Like a Brigham Young or something like that. I don't really know much about Utah, but I know it's probably pretty conservative. And like these folks they're with the same people saying the same like racist tropes, saying the same things. And as soon as those people like were able to get out of those zones, they change because education and exposure to other people makes it so you can't hate those other people. Oh, really? Viktor Orban did that? Yeah, he does. So that's what these people do is they plan all sorts of like fake things. Jim Jones did a lot of this, by the way. Jim Jones, if anybody doesn't know who that is, and they lack accountability 100%, zero accountability. They always blame it on everybody else. Jim Jones, the guy that was like the People's Temple who moved them all to Jonestown and like in Guyana in South America, he planned fake attempts on his life over and over and over again so that it made his group members come together more. It's kind of like going through battle in like war. If you were in the same trench with other people and you go and do war with them, that bond, you can't form a bond like that anywhere else because your life is on the line and you have each other's back and you survive something that's like unbelievably hard to survive. The same thing happens, the same kind of system triggers in your mind when you do fake stuff too. Because the people, the followers don't know it's fake. So they feel like they're being attacked too. And then they bond with the leader even more. Because the law of reciprocity is real. Right? It's all this human mental hacking that they do. The law of reciprocity of like, oh my God, I owe you, you owe me, we're bonded for life. And then ceremonies that bond them even deeper. And it's just, there's so much to like hacking the human psyche. It's pretty simple to do. You have to be really also not intelligent. to fall for it. There are no good Democrats. Did you really just say that, bro? You know, that just makes me sad. You're either a troll of, like, from another country, or you're dumb. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing the latter of what I just said. It's disappointing. At best, it's disappointing. Why can't I see these guys in my chat so I can, like, ban them? Cry more. Oh, did Speed Racer, did you already get him? Good work if you did. Speed Demon, I mean, sorry. Good work. All right, so that person's gone. MAGA is fascist either by unintelligence or you guys don't understand. Like, they're unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I think most of these people don't realize that they are not patriots. They've been convinced that they are fighting for America, and really they're fighting against democracy. And they're convinced of it. They're convinced that they're the patriots, which is crazy. Like, do you realize how unintelligent you actually have to be to think that you're on the right side of history when the world is saying you're not? When more than half of the United States is telling you, hey, you're not? When you see with your own eyes people in Minneapolis streets, they saw these videos. How do you see these videos and think that everything's okay? That, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, Jim Jones did unalive a politician on his airfield in Guyana. That's when he decided to, like, off himself and the rest of his community. He was, like, heavy on drugs, though. Like, not just like massive amounts of drugs, like opiate drugs. Man, you came back after 30, you waited 30 minutes to come back into my chat. Isn't that crazy? I would never debate you, by the way. I don't debate people who don't share a reality with me. Adana Obama. I don't know what that means. Is that some kind of, like, an insult on him or something? You are against people in here, dude. You're a little troll and you're annoying too. Don't just start an argument, You have a sick issue in your head. You to feel normal, you want to, like, argue with people. That's not normal to want to argue with people. That's abnormal. All right. Ashley St. Clair says MAGA is also on drugs. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, they loved it. The fascists in Germany were on what is the name? It was called Pervitin, and it was absolutely that drug, but they would take it as, like, pills. And the U.S. military still takes that stuff, by the way. They're called go pills. Keeps them awake. pilots are, I think pilots on long missions are given these drugs to like keep them awake and keep them alert. But the Germans had Pervitin, and there was like a story of like one guy who took like a bunch of Pervitin and like walked like 60 miles in like a blizzard. And he like some Finnish soldier, Finland soldier walked in like World War II on a bunch of this Pervitin stuff. And it was like he was so blitzed out of his gourd that he somehow he walked like crazy amount of miles and woke up, fell asleep in like some old like hunter's cabin. Didn't know how he got there. It's like something like 30, 40 miles away from where he was supposed to be. It's crazy. Oh, really? The opioid addiction and the MAGA map are the same. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I never really put that together, but that does make a lot of sense. Bro, no one wants to debate you. Adana Obama, go to TikTok. If you want to debate, jump on the TikTok. I'll bring you up, but you have to answer like a few basic questions first, like who won the 2020 election? Answer that question. I just gave you a question. Answer that question. Yeah, super soldier. You're like it'll burn you out like really quick though. Taking drugs like that, like it's not good for you. It overtaxes your system when you're on stimulants like that. So like your body wears out faster. And I'm talking like all parts of your body. It's crazy. I don't think there's going to be soldiers pretty soon. I think it's going to all be robots and drones. Oh my God. I don't know what you're talking about, Alyssa. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Nice job, Speed Demon. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about now. Were they cannibalized? I think they did I know what you're talking about now. In World War II. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. I know all about that. And they keep saying that those photos from back then were not what they said they were, but I believe that absolutely happened because like it makes perfect sense why that would happen if they were stuck out in a blizzard and you know, survival wise, crazier stuff has happened, that's for sure. Anyway, all right, it's been 2 hours. I think I'm gonna call it quits, guys. I would like you to tell me what you want me to stream about in the future because I think I'm going to do this. Like I said, I keep telling you guys I'm going to do it more often. I did it twice this week already, Thursday and today. I think I'm going to put something together so I'm going to have like segments so I can talk about segments and then give you my take on them. Kind of like a show. I'm going to test a little show out. See if you guys like it. MAGA are very mad. Well, they're going to be always mad. That's all they know is mad. Um, and the content they watch makes you angry all the time. So just imagine, think about MAGA like this. So my dad told me a story a long time ago. He's like, I always wondered why like moose charge like vehicles. Like they don't like just run out in traffic and get hit by cars by accident. They actually, you could be sitting in a vehicle that's stationary and it will run into your car, just charge the car and literally off itself by running into your car. I've seen it actually happen with my own eyes. A moose ran into a van and it unalived itself. And it wasn't even moving. It just ran right into the front of the van. And yeah. So there's these things, these flies that fly into the ears of moose. I can't remember the name of the flies. But they get these like flies in their ears that they can't get out. And it drives them insane. And they just it just makes them mental. Imagine the buzzing in their ear all the time. You just can't get rid of it. It would drive you crazy. That's what MAGA is. They just get driven crazy by their news, drilling into their head every day. Hate on in the background. MAGA people are watching news all the time. They're on Fox News or Newsmax, just blaring in the background, listening to catheter commercials and other daytime stuff. And then they're just rage watching. And my father did this. I know. I remember like calling him up. I could hear Fox News like railing in the background. And he's like, I remember a picture. My brother sent me a picture once of my dad sitting in his chair. He had his chair and he had his laptop like right on him where he's hate typing and watching other stuff and then rage watching Fox News in the background. Like just so much input all at once, right? Just the TV, the computer. He's like typing on his like far right message boards, like all this crazy stuff. And like you hear the catheter commercials blaring in the background. You're just like, what are you watching? These people it's just like an anger they get. It's like the flies in their head, like the moose had, and you can't, you turn it on because like all of a sudden you become addicted to this like cortisol release you get every day. It's like making coffee. I don't know if any of you guys have like a little tradition of making coffee in the morning. I do. I used to when I drank coffee and I miss it so much. That's the one thing I miss about coffee is the routine. The little like thing you do in the morning when you make your coffee, stir it up, you make it right, everything like that. That's what these guys do with like Fox News, computer. They just sit down and they're ready and they just go, and it's like everything they're writing is like hate, everything's hate, everything they're talking to. The person they're with, their wives, stuff like that are sitting next to them, rage watching also. These are like boomers who have retired and are just angry at the world. And it's not all boomers, right? But there's a lot of far right boomers. Just like rage watching Fox News, rage typing on their computers, watching YouTube videos while they're watching Fox News in the background on their TV. So they are surrounded by it. And as soon as they leave their house, they put on the far right AM radio. And it's just everywhere they go, they're listening to stuff that just makes them angry. So that's probably why they're really angry. I definitely noticed a huge spike in my dad where he used to be like a little bit nicer of a person. I also think when you get older, and you're more isolated when you're older, and you don't really like the way you look when you're older. I don't think anybody really likes the idea of aging. But boomers who are like parents and stuff like that, and they see their kids. I've seen boomers like, I'm not saying all boomers, guys. I'm not hating on boomers at all. I'm just saying like the right-wing boomers are bad because they are highly narcissistic people. And they were probably narcissistic parents. And you create an authoritarian / narcissistic childhood for kids, right? A system that you work. And these people make it so it's really already hard to deal with them because they're narcissistic people. But now imagine narcissistic people who can never admit they're wrong or take accountability for things, and then apply hate and frustration and every piece of content that they watch telling them they're the victims and it's everybody else's fault. That's what you've got. Highly narcissistic people, don't have friends, watch TV their entire life surrounded by Fox News, the internet, and isolated. They already can't take accountability. They already can't admit they're wrong about anything. And now apply hate news that's like yelling at you. In a way, the news, if you guys ever watch Fox News, do it just for a second. It's like talking down to you. It's like telling you. It's like a dad scolding you. That's what Fox News is doing to these people. They are not being informed. They're being kind of like talked to in a way that they feel like it's leading them. And that's what they're used to because their parents were probably like that to them. Or they were the obedient child. Yeah, I know. I've tried watching Fox before just because I was at somebody's house once and I was just like, oh my God, this is brutal. What are you watching, bro? This isn't news. Like, it's like WWE, but for news. But just imagine all these like inputs like feeding into these people. Like, imagine your life was just like, you wake up, you turn on the switch, and all it was just like, these people are horrible, mean, horrible people. You, on the other hand, should buy a catheter. Just all this crazy stuff, just yelling at it. It's just always yelling. And I bet you right now, Fox News should be sued. Like, to me, there should be a class action lawsuit for taking the life, like limiting humans' lives because your rage, you're infusing like cortisol into their body, and they don't live as long because they're filled with hate. I think they should be sued, but I don't know. There's got to be a reason they can't be sued. But that would be great, right? They are not good for society. Propaganda is bad. We should ban propaganda. We should make hate speech laws. We should put laws into place where executive power cannot be manipulated like this ever again. We need to do some major overhaul, and everybody needs to be on board. I'm tech support for my boomer parents. So I blocked Fox News. Yes. I was considering that, Heather. I was thinking about if there was a way that there was a piece of technology that you could plug in, or software too, right? So it could be two things, right? A piece of technology you could build as like a bypass where you have to plug, so the boomers don't know you're doing it, right? Take a little bypass switch that feeds in through the HDMI and then feeds into the TV, but it's like this one little thing that like fits right in between the two. And it somehow blocks electronically all far right stuff, right? Newsmax can't be played on their smart TV. Fox News can't be played. OAN can't be played. None of this stuff. And then you can like change it as if you're one of like an adult children, right? To your parents, you can update it through software and from your house. That would be something great. They wouldn't be able to catch it if it fit and they didn't know. I think propaganda blocker needs to be built. I call it the propaganda blocker. I think it can be made. I've been thinking about it a lot. That'd be a good name for it. I just thought of a good name. We could call it the Peacekeeper. Um, but you know what I mean? You buy it and then you install it, and they would never look at their cables for like what's great about that idea is that, and it's not a great idea, obviously, but it's just like what's great about if it was a good idea, I'd say what's great about it is that it would blend in with all the other cables. Like it would know like something was in between this and this, unless it was like another color. Just don't make it another color, you know, just black, plugged into this, plugged into that, and they wouldn't even notice it's there. They're just like, I can't get Fox TV, Fox or anything like that. The problem is, you have a phone now too, right? How do you block it on their phones? They could watch it on their phones and stuff. That's why I was thinking it would need to be software. Software can go everywhere, block anything. They've had these blockers since, I don't remember when I first saw them. It was like the year 2001 on the internet, where you could get a blocker and it would like block certain websites and you wouldn't even know it was working. You just couldn't go to the website. It would just load something else up for you in its place. And you'd be typing in the website and it would just like default to another site. Like, am I not typing this right? Boomers would fall for that. So there's already software that exists that would put you to another thing. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool if adult kids would do that. And then it would save so many boomers. Like parental controls for parents. Right? So I think parental controls for parents need to be a thing. Oh, NPR. I love NPR. You can't feel guilty about not doing enough to NPR. We should be supporting NPR, though, of course. And third-party places that want truth, right? At the end of the day, this is the rise, to me at least, this feels like the rise of independent media. And I'm considering doing a show I would do a show every day, about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, that's independent media news and like a business culture tech show that goes through like the news and stuff like this every day. That's like goes after facts and science and logic and all this stuff and like saves it. You know what I mean? Like I obviously wouldn't be the only one out there doing this, of course, but I would want to do, I want to do that. I think it's like so needed right now. I never wanted to do news. So not my thing, but it's super interesting to me now because I can't believe like facts and science and logic are being like attacked, and like experts, like being an expert in something is being like attacked because they don't want smart people. So yeah, you'd eliminate it, but there'd only be two choices at that point. Right now we're getting to a point where there's only propaganda. Like CNN got bought. You know what I mean? Like what's left really? MS Now is left. But there are certain things MS Now will not report. That's not good. We need to have like a very independent platform that really tells you news. Like boring news again. Like legitimate boring news. Hey, guess what? This happened. And you should feel this way about it, right? You should feel upset about this. So my parents are both educators and have master's degrees. I don't know how they don't see what's happening. That is insane, Heather. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. That is a tough gig right there. How did that happen? That is nuts to me. Trump was thanking CNN this morning. Oh, thanking CNN? Wow. Oh, that's not good. Then it's completely corrupted at this point. If Trump thanks CNN, he hated CNN. That is one of his biggest things. Dude, CNN used to be the staple of news for me. Like everything I watched, I could always trust CNN to tell the news, I thought, back in the day. That's too bad. That means it's definitely done. That sucks. CNN was my trusted source. Yeah, CNN's done now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I already tweeted about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm like, hey, you know what? I used to subscribe. I was subscribed to YouTube CNN channel for forever. I guess where I got most of my news. It was CNN and MS Now always, or MSNBC at the time. Now it's MS Now. And yeah, I tweeted about it. I'm like, I am unsubscribing for the first time off of the CNN YouTube channel in like 10 years because they are now owned by the Ellisons and it's worthless now. And especially the Abby, is her name Abby Phillips? I think her name is Scott Jennings, Abby Phillips thing. That's just not good. That show normalizes propaganda in ways maybe you can imagine, but I don't think we should be doing that. Giving people the same level of clout as experts that are trained pathological liars. Like, humans don't know the difference. There's a thing called social proof. If you don't know what it's called, know what it is, but social proof is like, it's like giving a 5-star recommendation. Imagine if you could buy a 5-star recommendation from someone you really, like, everybody in the world trusted. That recommendation will make you millions of dollars. That's social proof of somebody you trust already saying this thing is good. So when you put someone on a TV show next to an expert, humans can't tell the difference between an expert and the science denier or the liar. They just go, if he's on the show, he's an expert too. And that's social proof. The danger of social proof is when you platform someone like that, you then destroy truth and trust. And you can't do that anymore. You can't do it. And that's why I won't debate people. You guys will never see me debate someone who can't answer like 3 or 4 basic questions for me, which is who won the 2020 election and like 3 or 4 other like questions that have to do with like science and facts. And if they can't answer them, which they 99.9% can't, I will never debate anybody. I will never platform anybody that isn't logical, fact-based person. I won't do it. I don't care about the ratings. I don't care about any of that. I'd rather talk to myself than talk to one of those people. I don't want to misalign anybody with the wrong message ever. Yeah, basic facts, because there are basic facts. Let's be honest. We should all be working off a shared set of reality and basic facts. And they don't do it. I wouldn't even interview someone for the ratings. I just wouldn't do it. I don't care. Oh, cool. You could get 10 million views on this video. I don't care. I'm not going to talk to someone who's nuts. I'm not going to talk to someone for ratings. I'm not going to mislead people and give this guy any air. It's not the way things go. I'm an idealist though, guys. So don't get me wrong. I would love to make a lot of money, but not to sacrifice to that level. Maybe that's bad or disjointed. I just could never do it. I'm an idealist. What a pain in the ass that is. Oh, I don't want to be an idealist anymore. Yeah, that's why I don't debate anybody on the right. Exactly the reason. Can't debate someone on the right because they think they just don't go off of reality. So sad that somehow there was a video I saw on Instagram today. It was so good about that. Yeah, I feel like we live in a different reality also, Heather. I agree. But at the same time, I know it's real, unfortunately. So we have to do as much as we possibly can to fight against it. Even if it makes us uncomfortable, even if it makes us stay up late at night, even if it makes us not get enough sleep. Because I could tell you, As soon as the shoe is on the other foot and we have any kind of democracy left, life will be 1,000 times worse. We can't just sit back and be comfortable while all this happens. Anyway, there I am going on. Sometimes I talk so much, I get too lazy and I forget to stop talking. So, all right. Good chatting with you all. I will see you guys maybe sometime this week. No matter what, I will stream again this next weekend, but I'm really trying to get together a show. And I'm going to say it one more time. I'm trying to get together a show so I can do like a hour and a half to 2 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week. And talk about stuff like this. And not just like this, but other stuff. So to keep you guys abreast of what's going on. Like real news. Yeah. There's a lot of people that feel like they're screaming into the void also, by the way. I agree with that, Heather. So anyway, I'm going to kill the stream now. It's been 2 hours, 31 minutes. It's Sunday. I gotta make a bunch of videos still. So you guys are my distraction for making videos. I like spending time with you guys today. But I gotta go. I gotta go make some stuff. I gotta make some videos. I'd rather stay here. Making videos is way harder than it looks. You guys are awesome. Thanks, Heather. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody in the other chat, too, on YouTube. Like, tons of you guys. Sorry I didn't get to all your comments. There's, like, so many of them. I appreciate all of you on Facebook also. You guys rock. I wish I could, like, respond to every one of your comments. Lucas, which of your trainings is stronger, religious or academic? Is that a joke, dude? I don't even know what that means. Obviously, I am not a religious person. But anyway, so I will talk to you guys later. And thanks for coming out here and spending time with me today. I appreciate it.